Hey friends, I wanted to jump on here today and talk a little bit about how understanding my experience as an empathic woman, harnessing my own energy and gifts, and understanding manifestation a little bit more deeply has really led to a sense of freedom in my life and the ability to create more of what I want in my experience and in my world. If you don't know me already, my name is Liz. I'm an intuitive transformational coach and energy healer. If you're not sure what that means, just to kind of give you a little bit of a background about that, that means that I use intuitive guidance that I receive, as well as spiritual wisdom, spiritual ideas to help my clients transform their lives, to go through any healing that they need to go through, to provide them any support and guidance that they need to really start to get into alignment with a life that they want to experience, that speaks to them, fulfills them, brings in joy, love, abundance, and happiness. So that's really my mission. And I also use energy work in that process, which has been intensely powerful, both for myself and for the clients that I've worked with. Now, to talk a little bit about being an empathic woman and harnessing your energy and how that all connects to manifestation, let's first talk about manifestation. And I like to think about the term aligned manifestation. So with manifestation, we're all constantly manifesting. Like, our world is being created by our feelings internally, our thoughts, what we're expecting out of the world, what we're putting forward into the world. And that can be kind of a mixed bag depending on our experiences. So this is why sometimes we can expect and manifest like amazing things that seem like magical and miraculous. And sometimes we have experiences that are not so great, that are not ideal, that feel, challenging, painful, hurtful, anger producing, all of those things. And that is also just part of the human experience. We're here to learn, we're here to grow. So sometimes those things are going to unfold in our lives and to provide us with important lessons so that we can evolve. But to really get to the point where you're learning through joy and you're manifesting things that are primarily what you want to experience, we have to get into an alignment with ourselves. And when I say with ourselves, I mean our true selves, the being that we are in a bigger sense, that's not acting and feeling from our wounds, from our past experiences, but from self-love, from who we really are on our soul level, and is really in touch with what it is that would truly fulfill us. So once you're able to kind of get to that point, the things that you experience in your world get better and better and more in flow and ease and joy. And so how do we get there? I mean, there are definitely many ways, and definitely you can have amazing manifestations experience. You can experience amazing manifestations without being in some like amazing, fully healed, quote unquote, state. We're all in a constant state of healing. There is no end point to that journey. It's just getting better and better and going deeper and deeper and experiencing more and more magic. So a thing to kind of think about with that is, as an empathic woman, what are you manifesting from? Are you manifesting from your own energy, from who you know you are, from viewing yourself as someone who is worthy, who is lovable, has unique talents and gifts? Or are you manifesting your world from having taken on other people's energies, other people's emotions, other people's versions of you? Because that can happen as an empathic woman. Typically, we tend to be more sensitive to the people around us, more sensitive to picking up on their energies, more sensitive to how they're going to react to us, what they're going to think, what they're going to feel if we take X, Y, or Z action or have X, Y, or Z belief. And so it can be really hard to distinguish and to act from our own energy versus other people's energy. And this goes back into childhood. If you're someone who's born with a sensitivity to others around you, this is true for everybody, but especially if you're extra sensitive in this way, from very early on, you start molding yourself to your caregivers. You start acting in ways that are going to make them happy, feeling in ways that are going to make them happy, or at least expressing those feelings in ways that are going to satisfy them. Because as infants, as young children, our survival is dependent on the people around us being happy, and providing us with what we need. So very early on, we are trained, we learn that we must pay attention to other people's emotions, energies, and reactions in order to keep ourselves safe. And that is productive and helpful for us at that stage in our lives. However, when we start to take that on so much that we override our own feelings, our own gifts, our own view of the world in favor of other people's, that's when problems start. So once you start learning who you are as a person, how your empathic gifts impact whether or not you take on other people's energy and take charge of that, you can start really taking charge of what manifests in your life. So some questions that I like to ask myself now that I recognize and realize that as an empathic woman, I have to be extra careful about my boundaries, extra careful about what I'm feeling and whether or not I've taken it on from somebody else. When I'm feeling something intensely, I like to ask myself, okay, is this my feeling? Who was I with? How were they feeling? Did I feel differently right before I was spending time with them? And if so, is this something that I want to be feeling? Like maybe they were really happy and this has helped lift my vibration and boost my mood. If that's the case, thank you to that person. I'll take that in and work with that. If not, if I am having experience where I'm feeling all of a sudden like drained, depleted, sad, angry, disillusioned, overwhelmed, things that are lowering my vibration, putting me in a place where I'm not going to really be manifesting from my highest point, then I know, okay, this isn't mine. And I have some practices that I do where I can start to release those energies, whether it be to sit in meditation, whether it be to go out for a walk, whether it be to call a friend and get myself into a different mind space, a different emotional state. So kind of just asking yourself what it is you're feeling, why you're feeling it, who you might have taken it on from is one really great step. Second thing is, okay, if this is something that you're feeling that comes from you, if you're feeling triggered by something in your environment, the second question to ask is why? Why is this triggering me? Let yourself have your feelings. That's super important. But then getting that awareness of, okay, I'm feeling really upset right now because I feel like someone misunderstood me and I wasn't able to clarify what it was I truly meant and what it was I truly was trying to express. Why am I so upset about this? And I can look back and see maybe I felt constantly misunderstood as a child, or felt like I had to swallow my truth because speaking my truth would have upset someone else who was really important to me. And I felt like it was more important to care about their feelings than it was to care about my own. Okay, is that something that I want to continue now as an adult? Depends on the situation maybe, but for the most part, not so much. I want to be able to care for other people's feelings, but stand in my own truth and know and feel and acknowledge that my feelings are just as valid as anyone else's. And then therefore be able to go back and clarify myself confidently and assert myself confidently. And as we start doing that, we start sending ourselves the message that we are important, that we are worthy, that we are lovable. We start acting in a way to other people that lets them know that we value ourselves and that they need to also value us in a certain way, and if not, that won't be acceptable. So that's really powerful. And then it also impacts sort of what the universe is bringing us. As we value ourselves more, as we let go of that old story and say that we have to subsume our needs for someone else's, and instead say, no, my new story is, my new reality is, I value myself as much as I value anybody else. All of those things are equal in my world. Then the universe can present us with experiences, with people, with relationships that match that vibration. And that's what we're going for, that aligned manifestation that gives us what we need, what we truly need, which is experiences and relationships that tell us and show us and reflect our worth and value in the world. Okay, and just one quick example of that I was reflecting on this morning as part of what prompted me to pop on here and share is that I was looking at my, thinking about my current relationship and my last relationship. And in my current relationship, my boyfriend told me yesterday that his birthday is coming up, and he told me that he didn't want me to give him anything at all, like, you know, a gift, that just like being able to spend time in my presence was a precious gift to him, which is so cute, number one. But number two, is really different than the last relationship I had, where I constantly felt that I had to kind of fight for that person's attention and fight for them to express that they wanted to spend time with me and to make that effort to spend time with me. And I think the thing that has really made the difference has been this work I've done on myself, on my own energy, on self-love, and on setting boundaries. And, you know, this was really a point yesterday where that was shown to me very, very clearly. So I wish the same for you. I hope that this has been helpful to think about, just that process to go through, and how when we really own our own energy, we really own who we are, we can start having experiences that are better for us. And that's also part of why I've created 2 offerings that I want to share with you. First, I'm going to be sharing a live experience called Harness Your Empathic Gifts, going from emotional overwhelm to aligned and powerful manifestation in 7 days. And that's going to be a live workshop where I take you through some of the techniques, the tools, the wisdom I have gathered about being an empathic woman, and how you can use that information to deal with special challenges that we might face and really activate the gifts that go along with that to help you come into a state of aligned manifestation. And then if you'd like to go deeper after that, and dive even deeper into what it means to go on a spiritual journey and how you can navigate that and navigate healing and coming into more self-love and coming into that sense of aligned manifestation I was speaking about before. I have my Radiate course, which is a 12-week coaching program where we touch on all of those types of things. You know, what does it mean to be on a spiritual journey? How do you tap into your empathy and your intuitive gifts? How do you activate your energy field and your chakra system and work on healing that in such a way that helps you release any old wounds and blocks? How do you go deeper into inner child healing and start to bring in more self-love, more self-worth? And then what is this process of manifestation, and how can you do that? How can you align to it on an emotional level, on an energetic level? And what tools and techniques can you use to really make it work for you? And so there's a whole course that goes along with that process. And then you get 12 sessions, 12 weeks of coaching with me, where we focus on tapping into intuitive guidance, we focus on coaching, we focus on energy healing and releasing, to really come together in a way that is transformational. And also we'll be doing some bi-weekly circles where we can gather together and do some self-care, do some oracle readings, tarot card readings, intuitive guidance, meditations that should feel really juicy and yummy, tapping into your divine feminine power, all kinds of things. So I'm really excited to be bringing those to you. You'll be hearing more about the dates, about when those will be launching, coming up shortly. But I just want to kind of drop those little nuggets to kind of get you excited, because I'm super excited about them. And I think that they're going to be really powerful for us to go through together so that we can all grow as intuitive, empathic, soulful, heart-centered women. So I'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow.